Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am doing a 12 by 12 layout with 3 photos from the same event. So it was my friend's 21st birthday, so we wanted to make sure that we got loads of pictures. She is a summer baby and also kind of like the baby of the year. She's always the last. She's an August baby, so she's kind of the last one in our friendship group. And so she went all out for her birthday, and we were finally out of lockdown, and it was just like really nice to celebrate and have a big 21st birthday because half of us didn't get to do that. So I have got the background paper. It's a Pinkfresh paper from the Some Days collection. The paper is called Fresh Flowers. I recently used the other side of this paper because I have the collection, the paper like collection for the Some Days on a birthday layout for my brother because it's the numbers. I always like it when I can use both sides of the paper quite close together. It was quite fun to use both sides. So I've just used my Cricut to cut out the title, which is Happy 21st birthday. So the title is cut out of the Marigold Maggie Holmes collection. It's just a pink spotty one that I had a small cut part left of. There you can see like I only had just one corner of it, and it worked really well just to make the title out of. I really like these paper pads for doing that with because it's coming from the paper pad. The paper is so much cheaper, so I don't feel like I'm wasting sheets, and I can do it over and over again, especially with these more plain ones that do still have slight pattern. I find it really pops. So I always do a white offset. Like I said, I always put white borders around my photos. I always kind of feel like I need a white border around my title as well if I cut it out of the Cricut, just to really help it stand off the paper. So once I finish putting all of this together, gluing it all together, just kind of using the backing to glue it onto, I decide that it doesn't really stand out enough. So I could either have like printed it off bigger and more bold, but I have these little off cuts from when I made a traveller's notebook, and I thought that it fitted, like the dimensions kind of fitted perfectly to frame it. So I picked that pink one out to see whether it would work. I think it does. Then I try a busier pattern, but obviously that's kind of the problem I was having. So this paler just pink, it's still a pattern, it's got these little triangles on it, works quite well. That paper's from one of the Hobbycraft paper pads, which is a craft shop here in the UK. So I just really like how that looks, and it kind of is quite interesting, making kind of like it's almost a just off-centered L shape, like it's just very interesting shape. I like how it looks having the 3 photos down the left hand side in kind of like a photo strip, because but it just does kind of leave this awkward bit at the bottom, which I'm really struggling with what to do, because obviously the title takes up the top half, that works quite well. But then I've got this little square here where I feel like I can write about the event, but I also need just something. So I end up settling on this kind of journaling spot from the Pinkfresh. I think that's also from the Some Days collection. And it's got this scabbed edge which is not cut out, so I get my hole punch and I just quickly do that. So now I'm going through the Rosies Studio Take Flight ephemera, and I'm just trying to find stuff that I think can really help fill in this area. I spent ages faffing around, trying things, moving stuff around, and I really struggle. I wish that the journaling thing had been just ever so slightly longer. I think a 3x4 card would have actually worked way better. But I don't have many journaling cards that are just like 3x4 cards that are just for journaling. I really would like some more, because I find that they're the cards that I use the most. The more like fillery cards I don't tend to use as much. So if you know anywhere, like brand or thing that just does a lot of journaling 3x4 cards, please let me know, because yeah, that'd be really helpful. I don't want just like plain ones, because then I feel like I could just like make it myself. Like a lot of the Elle Studio, they do packs of cards, but to me they just look really plain and like a bit boring, and it's like I prefer to have something a bit more interesting. So if you do know any, please let me know. I really like the simple stories tags because for me they work really well. I can kind of put a bit of pattern paper behind them, and they then make a really good journaling thing. So I tend to buy them, even though I'm wanting it for the other side. Maybe I should see if I can try and make them, because it is kind of just lined or like grid with then a bit of pattern at the top. I'm going to see if I can try and make some of them because I really, really enjoy them, and then I can make them to go with all of my collections. So I'm still just faffing around with everything. I've started to glue stuff down, so I end up going with this kind of diagonal across the journaling card and up to the title, just because I find diagonal lines are quite good. I tend to put my embellishments on a diagonal line because it gives me somewhere to put it and feel like it's in the right place. That's just how I tend to end up doing it. All my pages end up with something slightly diagonal, even this one where I've managed to stay away from putting the photos diagonally. The photos are straight, still have to have a diagonal element. But yeah, so the photos were 6x4 photos, landscape ones. Then I've trimmed off the edges just because otherwise it would have taken up half of the page. I think I trimmed them down to, I think they are maybe they're 4x4, I can't remember. No, they're 4 across now, and I've trimmed the top and bottom down slightly so that they'd fit onto the paper with the borders I have. So I have the border obviously of the white, then the pink and rose gold paper that I used, that was from a paper pad from the range here in the UK, and then the background paper. So I needed to be able to fit all of those in, and I wanted a gap between them. So I've cut the photos down slightly, and I did actually crop my friend Jess's head off, which I'm blaming on the fact that she's like nearly 6 foot. I mean, it's got nothing to do with that, but her head was a lot higher, and I think I was looking at not her head. Note to self, always look at Jess's head. So yeah, I put that one in the middle, so it kind of didn't look as bad. Maybe it would look better if I put it at the top, but I thought I wanted it in the middle because it was the just group of girls. Then there's a photo with she wanted one with me and my friend and our boyfriends, and then there's one at the bottom with her mum in it as well. So yeah, I end up adding these little mini word phrase stickers ephemera from that over the embellishments, and I think that really helps finish it, and I really like how it looks now. I was struggling, and obviously little word strips just fix everything. So I've just gone round and put some Double Craft 3D pearl effect on in the pastel coral colour, and I think it goes really well because obviously there's a lot of baby pink on it, and I haven't used any gold or silver. I actually have the tiny word strips have gold on them. I just can't avoid. I keep seeing if I can do a page without any gold, and I just can't. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.